welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be learning about creating a wreath to go around any calligraphy you've made. So hopefully today we're going to create something that looks like this. It's very pretty, very simple wreath, just enough to make any text that you've got in the middle look beautiful. So let's get started. So to begin with, we are going to create our wreath for our text. I'm going to use this bowl as it's the right size, thank you M&S. But you can always do the trick with the string. If you tie the string round your pen or your pencil, hold it in the middle, and then as you swoop round, your string will keep your pencil moving. At the same distance from the middle creates your circle, which is also how you can create a wreath on a window. If you was putting this up onto a glass window, you can use some blue tack, stick your string in the middle, and then around you go with your pencil, and it will give you your round wreath shape. So I'm doing this with pencil, and I can rub this out afterwards, but this starts our wreath for our text to go in the middle. So I'm now going to plot my text on this. So we're going for the quote, "It's the most wonderful time of the year," because that is brilliantly Christmassy and would look lovely on a card or whatever you're going to pop this onto. So I'm going to put my text in first. I'm going to map this out. If you wanted to draw lines, you could. So if you work out it's the most wonderful time of the year, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's that 5 lines. So you could always draw those lines in with a ruler if you wanted to. I'm going to go straight for it freehand. So start with my I, down for my T, and a nice long T. I'm going for curly letters today rather than dead straight T's. It's the most underneath. Most, and then wonderful, come over to the left a bit, give it some space. And full time of. And as always with our fake calligraphy, we can jazz this up, change the shape and size of our letters. Let's just copy that F, keep it all consistent, and then the year. There we are. That's the most wonderful time of the year. There is my quote with my joined up lettering. So I'm going to go over this text in white, and then we'll make it fake calligraphy to bulk it out a bit, make it look prettier, and then we'll move on to our wreath. So let's start with my I and T. I'm not quite sure what's happened, but I have a guinea pig behind me, and he's decided right now he wants to make all the noise in the world. So thank you, Floyd. You are now part of my video. There we go. There's my H and my E. Just needs a few attempts as pen on this craft paper. That's not a problem though. W. So we've done text previously, not like this. We've done it more swirly. So I'm going for less swirls. Oh, I've forgotten to put the word most in. We'll move back to that one. So we're not putting as much swirls in. So it's a slightly different font. It's a much sturdier font. The letters are nice and spaced out though. Let's put most in. There we go. You don't have to follow your pencil lines exactly like me, we're just we're popping it all in. Sometimes it's easier to see that you need to move your letters when you're working like this. So I could see at most needed a little bit more space up there, so I've moved it slightly. Make sure I keep all my letters the same, so all the F's are the same, all the T's are the same. There we go. And that E needs to be a bit bigger. I can go over it once again afterwards to take out all that last pencil lines if they are still visible. There we are. You can see that. Let's go back up to the top because I think my pen was just getting started up there. There we go. Okay, so let's pop our fake calligraphy in. I'm going to try and do this more consistent. So previously I've gone to the left, to the right, and moved it all around. This one I'm going to try and keep it all the same on the right hand side. As I've said, it's a bit more of a sturdier font. There we go. And the E is different. The E goes to the outside. There we are. Had my booster jab 2 days ago. Had a Moderna jab. And it actually made me feel not brilliant yesterday. Feeling a bit brighter today, which is good. There we are. At least the guinea pig has quietened down now. And I didn't write the word welcome, so that's also good. The girls came down this morning to their first morning of Advent with our cheeky elf. I'm just going on the outside of that D just to change that shape a little bit. And the same for the E. And that elf had bought them a North Pole breakfast. I think if you saw my stories last year, he bought a North Pole breakfast last year. He bought a North Pole breakfast again, except it wasn't a weekend day today, so the girls have gone off to school full of sugar. Oh, I do feel sorry for their teachers. I'm sure they'll be fine. Oh, I'm going on the other side. It's because of space. There we are. It's looking good, isn't it? Let's just do these last 2 lines. And then we'll move on to how to decorate a wreath. So what will be good about this video is that I can show you where to start really, what kind of shapes to be putting in first. Mostly it's going to be foliage first, and then you build up around it. I'll show you some basic foliages, some winter wreath foliage. E. There we go. I've seen some pictures of the advent calendars this morning that I made here with the holes to hang 25 or 24 gifts off of. They're brilliant. Some of them are fantastic. I must share them. If I get some time this afternoon, I'll try and share them. That, just some finishing touches, make sure everything is all about the same. There you go. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Right, let's move on to our wreath. So, we're going to start with just some simple foliage. And I'm going to plot them in the direction I'm going to have my wreath go anti-clockwise. So here we go. That's one. Off to the side. One on the inside. One to the outside. One to the inside. One to the outside. So these are my stems for just a simple leafy, a bit like a Christmas tree stem. I'm going to use a darker green on top of this, and you'll see I'm going to point it all in one direction, a bit like I'm drawing an eyelash or hair, and then the opposite direction. There you go, job done. Make them a slightly bit longer, just because this is quite a big wreath, what I can see. There we go. Right, that's my starting point. So you can finish that off like so if you want to, and we'll go again. So just like eyelashes, all roughly the same angle. I'm going from the outside in towards my stem. There we are. And then same again here. Try not to touch my lettering too much in case it's a little bit wet. That would be great. Here we are. And again. All still going in the same direction, anti-clockwise. Two more. And then, there we go. There we are. So I've chosen a craft paper. This is called craft paper, it's recycled as well. I've chosen this so I can show you it in white and the colours. So if you was popping it on a chalkboard, you can then see what that would look like. So I'm going to pop some holly in next. I'm going in the gaps. I'm going for, I'm sure you can all draw holly. If not, it looks like a pair of lips one way and then a pair of lips the other way. You can put two holly leaves in, or one holly leaf. I'm going for one. I'm going to go for a different direction this time. Here we are. I'm going to go over these, so don't panic if it's not perfect. I'm going to pop another one in there. And then one for this gap. I'm going to go backwards on myself. Change the direction. So we're going to build up the green first. Go for two on this one as well. Like so. There we go. And then another one here. So a small one. And one more here. There we go. So it's not too repetitive, although it's dotting around one per section. It's not too repetitive. We want it to look a little bit more freehand. So next I'm going to use this gold colour. I'm going to put some stars in, and I'm going to, once my green has dried, I'm going to add some detail to my holly. So I'm going to put a star in here, a star in here, one here, one here. It's a fairly big star. I'm going to go around and put a smaller one in. Just dot it around, filling up the gaps and using my pencil line as a guide. There we go. they're a bit hard to see on the craft paper actually, but they would stand out on a window or a chalkboard or on a white paper. So I think those are dry, so I'm just going to add some more detail with a darker pen for my holly. Just the middle line. You can do more detail than this if you wanted to. So make sure I get them all. And then a red berry. I'm going for 2 red berries per holly leaf or holly bundle. You can do 3. You can do not as many as 3. Oh, I've just leaned on that one. I'll tell you what is a good trick is it tends to be this part of your hand that hits the paper. So if you're consciously, if you put it down, if you do land on something wet like I just did, if you keep it nice and still, then as you lift up, you won't smudge it. That's the trick. There you go, maybe that's my ultimate secret to not smudging pictures. Just being conscious of that heel of your hand. There you go, they look fun, don't they? So while we've still got the red pen, I'm going to add a ball in. These don't have to be on the line. We can overlap our pictures as well with these because we're building up. So I'm going to fill that and give it a loop. So I'm going to overlap, but because it's a nice red pen, it will cover up my foliage nicely. Another one here, I feel. And then one more. I think I might hang it from the outside. Let's make sure that's in shot on the camera. Yes, it is. Can you see that up there? Yep, you can see that up there. Okay. And then also with the red pen, I'm going to put in a candy cane. So this is a hook shape, like so, not always at the same angle. And then if you thicken it, then you've got some space to put some white stripes on. That's one there. Let's put one here. Again, it doesn't matter if you overlap your foliage because that's the base of your picture. The red just looks wonderful, doesn't it? Red is just so Christmassy. There we go. That's them. We need those to be dry before we add any white stripes to those. So while we're waiting, I'm going to put the snow in individually. I'm going to use a different tip pen so I can dot the snow. Okay, so we can start with bigger round dots. And then we'll come back round and do smaller round dots. Working in 2s again. You can work in 3s if you prefer. Right, and then I think I'm going to add a couple of snowflakes in, but just some small ones. Not going too mad. So similar shapes to how we did our snowflakes before. We'll keep it simple. And there's one. Pop another here. There we are. And then another down here. We'll just go for 3 snowflakes, I think. Try and level it all out so it's all about the same. Same length lines everywhere. There we go. Right, we'll go for some smaller dots now. I'm going to add some snow on my foliage. And here. These I'm just working up the stems if the snow is sitting in the middle of the leaf. There we are. And then where I've already put my 2 dots, oh look, I'm going the wrong way around now, but that's okay. I'm going to add another 3 little ones. I'll see if that's enough, and if not, I'll add some more. That looks quite good for now. Right, let's see if my reds are dry. I think they are. So we're We're going to put some stripes on the baubles. Like so. And then candy cane stripes. I'll check I've not missed any. And last but not least, we'll just put a little bit of shine on our holly berries. There we go. Right, I think looks good to me. I think I would add in a dark green, another foliage just to fill these gaps. Keep it moving. So this looks like I'm drawing a heart on a short curved line, like so. And another here. So that's 3 heart shapes and then a little one on the top. So this is just to keep the shape moving and filling up any gaps. Over here. A little bit shorter. And another. Right, and I think as a simple wreath, that's probably enough. You could obviously add an awful lot more. You could completely cover it in dots of snow. You could just keep going with all the foliage, all the greens, mixing it up, adding more lighter greens, more darker greens in. You could really go crazy. But I think as a wreath, I'm quite happy with that. So I'm just gonna rub out any really obvious pencil lines that I can see, just to finish it off. And this rubber, if you're using a really nice soft rubber, which I provide in my kits, it shouldn't upset any of your paint lines because it's so soft. As was the pencil. I should say that out loud actually. I'm not sure if I said at the beginning. This pencil is 5B. It's super soft, but it does mean when it comes to rubbing out, it comes off super easy. There we go. I think that's the most of it. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you do manage to make a beautiful wreath, please do send me the photos with your quotes on the inside. I'd love to see them, and I will share them on social media. If you want me to share them, I'm happy to share them. And I will see you again next week. Bye bye.